What's going on, you guys? Peplotopus here, and it's time to review One Piece Film Gold, aka me gushing about this movie for 5 to 10 minutes. Real quick, I just want to give you guys a spoiler warning. Not a major one, I'm not going to go too crazy into all the spoilers. Really light spoilers, just to spice up the review and make it a little bit more interesting to talk about. I will have to mention a couple of characters, just to talk about their English dub voices, but not a big deal. They don't play a huge role in the movie, so yeah. With that out of the way, the setup for this movie is the Straw Hat Pirates arrive at Grand Tesoro, which I believe that's how you say it. It's this giant casino, city, sovereign nation fucking island. It's crazy. It's like, imagine like Thriller Bark and Dressrosa combined, and then like New Super Mario Bros. 2 just sneezed all over it. It's fucking crazy, but it's a cool-ass setting. And the Straw Hats arrive, and they're gambling, and they're making a ton of money, and then they place a bet against the boss, and they get scammed, and they lose all their money, and they owe a ton of money, so he kidnaps Zoro, which you're thinking, how do you kidnap Zoro? Zoro's a fucking badass, but they do it in a really clever way. So they kidnap Zoro, and he will be executed the next day if they don't bring that money. And from there, the movie becomes a heist film. Now, obviously, there is, of course, the big explosive climax, but it's a heist movie with disguises and blueprints and, like, montaging, and it's really fun. Lots of great One Piece humor. Lots of great action in the climax. Really cool stealth stuff. It's really fun. Seeing Luffy say things like, I'm a spy now, it's fucking awesome. It's so much fun. We also get a character from Nami's past who helps them out with this. I'm not going to say who it is, but this character is, I'm not caught up on the series, but I'm like 99% sure this is a movie character. That being said, really good character and really good dynamic with Nami. That was really good, because Nami's probably like my least favorite Straw Hat, to be completely honest, but she was really good in this movie. That's pretty much the setup for the movie, and it's a really good setup in my opinion. I like the idea of the heist with the Straw Hat crew. I think that leads to a lot of fun possibilities that they take advantage of. The location's fantastic. It looks really, really nice. The characters are great, and you even get nice, like, background character stuff. Like, besides a couple of cool cameos in the movie, it's cool to see, like, the kids who are basically slaves at this place. You could tell that's where it kind of has, like, that little bit of a Dressrosa there, where it looks all nice, and then there's that underground fucking darkness to it. Very much like Dressrosa. But I like moments in the movie where, well, I like moments in any movie where you can say a lot without doing a lot. You know, you show and don't tell. This dude, who's clearly seen some shit, he's working at this place, and these dudes who work for Tizorno start fucking with him and stomping on his head and shit. And they're like, yeah, we'll kill your family if you don't obey us. And you see that he has a pocket watch. You don't see what's inside the pocket watch, but you know there's a picture there. And he gives this laugh, like this somber, not like a hearty laugh, not like a giggle or anything, just like one of those little laughs, like, yeah, joke's on you, my family's already dead, and that's why you get that, or at least you can easily assume that's the case without giving a whole backstory on this guy that, honestly, you probably aren't going to care about, really, at the end of the day. So, yeah, love that moment, and the sense of hopelessness towards the climax is great. I love how just it really feels like, how are the Straw Hats going to get out of this? And it's awesome. And the whole movie just so good from start to finish. The editing, the visuals, all the technical aspects of this movie are absolutely on point. It's not rushed in any way. Not even like the final fights are rushed. Like Luffy versus Tesoro is pretty damn good. Zoro and Sanji don't just get their weird, like, 1-minute finishing moves or whatever. Like, well, they're not weird, but you know what I mean. They don't get, like, their 1-minute finishing move that's actually, like, a full climax with full-on fights. Really, really great. So the pacing was solid, like I said. Animation is absolutely phenomenal. It looks beautiful. From start to finish, the movie looks fantastic. Art is consistent all the way through as well. There is CGI in the movie, but it's pretty much only for, like, buildings and vehicles and panning shots and, like, crowd shots of people. But other than that, they don't use CGI very much. It's not like Resurrection F or anything like that, so don't worry about that if you're worried about there being a lot of CGI in the movie. So it's well-paced, well-animated, consistent artwork, good use of CGI. The soundtrack was great, too. The soundtrack really gets you pumped for the movie. I can't wait to get further in the anime and, like, hear some of these soundtracks used in the show. That would be awesome. Or just to listen to them on their own. It's a really great soundtrack. And I guess since we're talking about the technical aspects, I can mention the voice acting, since this is an English dub, and I can actually hear what they're saying. Oh, I can hear what they're saying, you know, but I can understand what they're saying and understand the inflections and their tones and everything. fantastic voice acting. The One Piece English dub cast is always on point. They've been doing it for like 6-7 years now. Absolutely fantastic. All the villains sounded great. Let's mention those two characters. We get to see Sabo and Koala in this movie very briefly. Koala only has like one line, so she sounds good. I'd have to hear more of it. But Sabo sounds really good. He's voiced by Vic Mignogna, who is like Edward Elric and from Fullmetal Alchemist, and he also plays Broly from the Dragon Ball Z movies. That's, fuck that, it's like barely even, Kakarot over and over. But yeah, he plays Edward Elric, and he sounds so good as Sabo. I wouldn't have thought of him as Sabo, honestly, but he sounds really good as the character. He's doing like a mix of his Edward Elric voice and his Crow voice from the Ruby series that Rooster Teeth makes, if you've ever seen that show. It's like a mix between those two, and it sounds really good. He sounds awesome. Can't wait to see Dressrosa in English. And because I'm gushing over this movie, I'm just going to repeat one more time. Fantastic voice acting, fantastic music, fantastic animation, great use of CGI, really good pacing, a well-paced out climax that's not rushed. Like, I mean, the climaxes in these movies usually aren't rushed per se, but like the final fights are usually pretty fast. Like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji have really fast fights. This is given a lot more time to breathe, and even Usopp and Chopper and Brook get in on the action when it comes to the fighting, and Robin, so that's great as well. I'm not really sure if there's anything else to say, man. It's just so good. It's got a good story, it's got a good setup, it has good comedy. I mean, the only real criticisms I could maybe come up with are that, I mean, I said the pacings in the movie is good, and it is good pacing, but for some people, maybe the beginning will be a little slow, because there's a lot of gambling, and you have the car race and everything, and the villain gets a backstory, but it's very quick, and you could have fleshed that out by maybe cutting the car race earlier in the movie to give him a full flashback, but the flashback we got from him pretty much tells you everything you need to know without saying too much, which again, I really appreciate. You know, it's a visual medium. Show don't tell sometimes, and they do a good job of that for the villain's backstory, but you could have fleshed it out a bit more. But yeah, man, this was so much fun. The English dub, just seeing Fourth Gear in English, and him saying, like, Kong Gun and all that stuff, and it was just so fun. Even Elephant Gun, I think it's the first time I've seen Luffy say Elephant Gun in English. It was just so, and Grizzly Magnum, actually. It was just so fucking cool, and just, it's so close, man. The time skip's so close. I love the English dub of One Piece. It's fucking amazing. All the haters can go jump in a fire. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's such a good English dub, and it was so awesome to see this movie on the big screen. It's probably my favorite One Piece movie. I feel like it takes some of the strongest elements from Strong World, no pun intended, and some of the strongest elements from Film Z, and combines them into a really good, really tightly paced, well-animated, just fantastic movie. I think Strong World is always going to be the One Piece movie that feels the most like One Piece, just because Oda did write the script for it. But this comes really close, and I haven't seen the other movies, so like the movies I listed, Strong World, Z, and this, these are all the One Piece movies I've seen. So yeah, I don't know about the other One Piece movies from before that, but as far as these three go, I think Strong World is always going to feel the most like One Piece, but this movie's a close second. And yeah, it introduced some great villains. The backstory for the villain was good. It humanized him, even though he was still a dick. Some really great, memorable lines throughout the movie. Fantastic soundtrack. I'm pretty much repeating myself at this point, but it's just such a good time. If you have the chance to go see it, I highly recommend going to see it. It's probably great in Japanese too, but I'm always going to recommend the English version because I love the English dub. Will always prefer it over the Japanese. With all that being said, I'm going to give One Piece Film Gold an 11 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. It exceeded my expectations, and it was awesome. So, with all that being said, what did you guys think of One Piece Film Gold? If you've seen it, you can go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. And click that little bell to get notifications of when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.